Okay, בשעה טובה. So we continue. We are now פרק ג' פסוק ל"ב. שלמה המלך says, כי תועבת השם נלוז, the devious person, the crooked person, is an abomination to Hashem. ואת ישרים סודו, Rashi says, והאם ישרים סודו, Hashem reveals his secret to the ones that are straight. People that are straightforward. Let's learn the other few psukim because they're one bulk until the end of the perek, and then we'll go back to each pasuk. The following pasuk is Me'erat Hashem bevet rasha. Hashem curses the house of the rasha. Unevei tzaddikim yevarech, and blesses the places of the place of the tzaddikim, or it's also a house, but it's less temporary than a home, right? So he curses the house of the rasha and blesses the location of the tzaddik. Next pasuk, lamed dalet. Im laletzim hu yalitz. He scoffs to the scoffers, he laughs, he plays with the players, and he gives grace to the humble. Kavod hachamim inhalu, pasuk lamed he. The wise, right, the chachamim obtain respect, honor, kavod, uchsilim merim kalon, and the ksil, the fool, the double is merim kalon, gets disgrace. He elevates merim kalon, he elevates their disgrace. Okay, so let's go back to pasuk lamed bet. The Gaon tells us in the psukim we just read, lamed bet, lamed gimel, lamed dalet, lamed he, Shlomo HaMelech addresses four type of the Hashem: the Yashar, the Tzaddik, the Anav, and the Chacham. Right? Clear? Right. And he says this comes to complement the 6 Darkei Hashem, or the 3 that are 6 Darkei Hashem we learned in last pasuk, in last sukim, in the last shiur. The 2 Darkei Hashem of Tzedek, the 2 Darkei Hashem of Mishpat, and the 2 Darkei Hashem of Mesharim. If you recall, there was 2 psukim for Tzedek, 2 psukim for Mishpat, and 1 pasuk that had both dimensions of Mesharim. Yeah, that's last pasuk. So the Gaon tells Shlomo HaMelech now completes the Darkei Hashem, the list of Darkei Hashem, not with only traits, but impersonation of traits, which is the Yashar, Tzaddik, Anav, and Chacham. And if you ask the question, why does Shlomo HaMelech separates the 6 from the 4, right? The 6 being traits and behavior versus the 4 that are impersonated midot. We'll get to it, Be'ezrat Hashem, at the end. When we will wrap up the last, I guess, 15 psukim that we've learned in the last shiurim. Okay, so he says like this. He says, Yashar, Tzadik, Anav, Vechacham are broken down into 2 categories. You have the category of Ben Adam Lamakom, right? The person, one of those, we're going to call them these 4 different types of titles. Those 4 titles, if we can call it title, okay? 2 of them are granted to people that are to behavior that is Ben Adam Lamakom, right? The Avodat Hashem towards Hashem, and 2 Ben Adam LaChavero, the Avodat Hashem that is focused more on people. He says Chacham and Tzaddik. Those 2 titles are given to people that master 2 different traits of Ben Adam Lamakom, which are Torah and mitzvot. Chacham is the Torah, Tzaddik is the mitzvot, practical. He says Yashar, the Yashar and the Anav, the straightforward and the humble, is Ben Adam LaChavero, Ben Adam LaBriot, which both stem from Midot Tovot, from mastering good traits and attributes. And says Shlomo HaMelech, I'm sorry?
Excuse me. Chacham is Torah, Tzaddik is mitzvot. But Tzaddik has Torah and mitzvot.
The Tzaddik has, Wadai has Torah mitzvot, but the definition of a Tzaddik is somebody that is more focused on the practical mitzvah than the Chacham. The Chacham is called a Chacham because of his Chokhmah. The Tzaddik is called the Tzaddik, but that he has Chokhmah. But maybe he's not bigger Chacham than the Chacham. But in terms of practical actions, he's a Tzaddik, right? And we know Tzaddik from the word Tzedek. Tzedek is Tzedakah. Is somebody that right, that knows how to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu in a way of tzidkut, in a way of chesed. Ben Adam Lamakom, I'm talking about.
Yes.
Now, so this completes the 10 different derachim, right? Paths of Avodat Hashem, the 6 from last shiur and these 4. And then comes, and says the Gaon, Shlomo HaMelech doesn't just address the 4 good, but he also says the flip side, right? We also have the Nalos, the Rasha, the Letz, and the Ksil, which are the polar opposites of the good title. That's the bad title, the bad behavior. So he explains, Ki to'avat Hashem naloz, says Hashem, it's an abomination to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the person that is crooked. So he says, what does it mean, nalos? Right? The devious one. What does it mean to be devious? So he said, learn the definition of nalos from the contrast, from the yashar. He says the yashar, somebody that's straightforward, somebody that doesn't deviate. Doesn't deviate. So what is the opposite of something that's straight and that doesn't deviate? Somebody that's crooked. How crooked? Depends. It's like if I tell you, you have a sargel, you have a ruler, right? A straight ruler. Put it to something. If you see it's crooked, it's crooked. That's nalos. Now, depending on how crooked it is, so you're going to see a bigger difference. So the point of reference of how much abomination a person represents in the eyes of Hashem is determined on the delta of his behavior and the Yosher HaTorah, the Derech HaTorah, that is Yashar. When you don't deviate from the mitzvot, when you don't deviate from the halacha, you're Yashar. You deviate, you're crooked. And that's called, so Amer says, that's called entering the world of To'eva, the world of abomination in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Small, big, yeah.
Wait. You say that to deviate is, if you deviate from halacha, you are crooked.
Correct, crooked, yes.
It's not that you do something wrong. Even though you don't do what you have to do, you don't do the, let's say, shacharit mincha erbit, you're crooked.
Correct. You're crooked.
That's really hard.
That's not me. That's
No,
what Shlomo Melech says. Yes.
Wow.
Now that doesn't mean, but you have to understand. No, I'm going to
I
answer
understand,
you.
but
I'm going to answer you. I'm going to answer you. You're right and you're wrong. You're right in a sense, in factually and on paper, you're right. Okay, but we're not talking about somebody that wants to pray, but has an isayon and he couldn't. We're talking about somebody that lives his life with an outlook of a crooked person, that enjoys the deviation. Somebody that's in his essence devious. It's not somebody that misses the spot or is missing in action. It's a behavior. You understand?
Yes. But
So
in that sense, it's like we don't see ourselves as crooked, but maybe the Shlomo wants to say, watch yourself, but that maybe you are doing crooked things.
Yes. He's telling us, be careful, because things that you do knowingly that is wrong, and you're okay with it, and it's comfortable, and you are in a dimension of abomination of to'avot in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yes. You're not in derech Hashem, that's what it is. That doesn't mean that we're not robots. That doesn't mean that no everybody dances or flirts with the dimension of to'eva to a certain extent. The question is it your behavior and is it the way you want to live your life and you're okay with it, or you want to fight it? It's just you're not there yet.
Excellent.
Okay. So what does it mean to'evot Hashem, to'avat Hashem? What does it mean abomination? What does that mean? Says the Gaon, HaKadosh Baruch Hu hates him, hates that behavior. Ve'et yesharim sodo. However, the people that are straight, forward, that don't deviate. Hashem loves them. And how does he shows his love to these people, to that type of people? He reveals his secrets. What does it mean he reveals his secrets? He reveals the secrets of his Torah. He reveals him Hidushim on every level. He reveals him also what he's about to do. We see Avraham Ahuvi, HaKadosh Baruch Hu reveals to Avraham Avinu what he's about to do to Sodom. Can I hold back from Avraham Avinu what am I about to do? No, people that you love from the heart, you reveal them your secrets. You allow them to enter your kingdom of vulnerability, which is so precious to you. And says, so the Gaon, now he deviates for a second, opens a parenthesis, and he says, this pasuk addresses a hidush, like in what the Gemara says. The Gemara in Eruvin tells us, the Gemara in Eruvin, Sameche, Nichnas yain yatzasod, right? When the wine comes in, the secret comes out. And he says the Midrash, in Bereshit Rabbah says, מתחילה היה סודו אצלו. כיוון שבאו הנביאים, ניתן להם. So, HaKadosh Baruch Hu held the secrets. What does it mean, the secrets? His will, his interaction, what he's expecting from us. When the Nevi'im, when humanity, when Am Yisrael got to a point where they were granted prophecy, Nevuah, he revealed to them his secrets. So a dimension of the secret is what? Is prophecy. Ruach HaKodesh are the secrets of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ba'u Yereim Natan Lahem. The ones that fear him, like he says, Sod Hashem Lire'av. Yesharim, Ba'u Yesharim Nitan Lahem. Ve'ed Yesharim Sodo. He says there was a Yeridat Adorot. There was a drop in the generations and their interaction with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So it was Nevi'im, Yereim, Yesharim. And to each, HaKadosh Baruch Hu revealed himself and revealed his secrets. So if you see, we have Nevi'im, Yereim, Yesharim, right? Prophets, the ones that fear him, and the straightforwards. Nevi'im, the letter starts with Nun. The word starts with Nun. Yereim, it starts with a Yud. Yesharim, Yud. Nun, Yun, Yud are the letters of Yayin. He says, this is the Psat, Nichnas Yayin Yatzasod. He says, Keshe Yayin Nichnas, Keshe Nichnas Yayin, when the Nevi'im, the Yesharim, and the Yerim and the Yesharim entered, meaning they became relevant in humanity, they entered humanity, they were part of humanity, Yatzasod, HaKadosh Baruch Hu started revealing. What are we learning from this pasuk? That the straighter you are, the more straightforward you are, and the more you're exposed to the Sodot of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the more Hashem basically gives you what is called Ruach HaKodesh today. Next pasuk.
To whom it gives Ruach HaKodesh?
To the straight, to the Yesharim.
If they get to be full straight.
Yeah, but again, yes, but back to what we're saying, in practice and in behavior, right? It's now. I'll tell you a secret of the Mesilat Yesharim. If you are yashar in one mitzvah, you don't deviate, you can tap into Ruach HaKodesh. The whole book of Mesilat Yesharim, when you read it, Lecha Ora, if a person is honest with himself, he never breaks the first layer of Zeirut to get to Zrizut. It's almost a tease. You know, we are told what to do and all the layers, but until you get to Sha'ar Ruach HaKodesh, it's like it's impossible. Just Zehirut itself, the first layer, Zehirut in itself is almost impossible. So you do on everything. So Rav Wolbe Zechet Tzadik Livracha told us that the Mesilat Yesharim, the book of Mesilat Yesharim, can be applied on every single mitzvah. Meaning, if you take the mitzvah of Anachat Tefillin, for example, yes, and you learn all the halachot, and you apply all the halachot, and you don't deviate, nothing, you will have Ruach HaKodesh b'zchut that mitzvah. Good?
Rabbi, does not deviate mean that you're not you follow it, that mitzvah, to the strictest letter of the law? Meaning you're not somech on any kulot, you're
No, but if a kula is al pi halacha, it's al pi halacha.
Mhm. Okay.
Usually, it depends. If you do it because it's a kula, it's one thing. But if the kula is what you believe the halacha is, then it's halacha. Okay. The posek that gives the halacha that is a kula compared to another one. To him, it's not a kula. To him, it's halacha. Correct or no? Now, if you go after the kula, then you're right. It's not that you want the halacha. You want the kula of the halacha. You want the lenient version.
Right.
So that's called deviating also. But if this is your psak halacha, this is how you live your life. You know, some people live, like, for example, you have a lot of poskim that give the halacha in the most kula possible. Okay, this is the minimum, and they live by it. But you know what? They don't move an inch from it because they know this is like the ground zero. You cannot go if you tilt 1 degree, finish. You're already in the red zone. And then you have the hashkafa, or no, be as machmir as you can. Why? Because even if you fall, you know that you fall within range. Okay. Next pasuk. Me'erat Hashem bebet rasha unve tzadikim yevarech. HaKadosh Baruch Hu curses the house of the rasha and blesses the place of the tzaddik, of the tzaddikim. Says the Gaon, it's clear that the opposite of the tzaddik is the rasha. What is the definition of a rasha? העוזב התורה והמצוות בשביל תאוות בעולם הזה. It's somebody, a rasha, the definition of a rasha is somebody that leaves the Torah to enjoy this world. And the tzaddik, says the tzaddik also has enjoyment in this world. But to the tzaddik, it's not the ikar. It's not what's important. What's important is not the enjoyment. What's important to him is the avodat Hashem. So if there is enjoyment, there is, and if there's not, there's not. The rasha doubles down his investment on the ta'avot, on the desires, right? So it's two complete different avodot to the type of person. You have a person that's focused only on HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and what comes his way comes his way. We found Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov. We found the Amudei Olam, right? Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. We found Amudei Olam that knew how to juggle between wealth and Avodat Hashem, right? Until Rabbi Yehuda Nasi left his little pinky and said, "I never enjoyed this world." It cannot interfere as long as you know what your ikar is and what's principle and important and primary to you, and what's futile that is not the ikar. So says the Gaon, from the different words Shlomo HaMelech uses, you understand the definition of the tzaddik and the rasha. Regarding the rasha, we're talking about a bait, a home, a house. When we talk about the tzaddik, we're talking about neve. Neve is a temporary housing. A home is foundation, thick walls, waterproof roof, good triple layer windows, a nice solid wood, beautiful door. That's a home, that's bait. Says the Gaon, the rasha, he leaves me Hashem to do what? To invest in the bait. So he basically leaves HaKadosh Baruch Hu to live the bait. So Shlomo HaMelech says HaKadosh Baruch Hu will go and curse the bait. Why he curses the bait? Because he curses what he was exchanged for, traded for. So the curse does not just apply outside or around the rasha, it goes all the way inside the house of the rasha. However, the tzaddik has the neveh, the tzaddik has a home because he has to have a home. But his life is not surrounding around the home. His life is all about avodat Hashem. So, says Shlomo HaMelech, because the tzaddik is connected to Hashem, he becomes a source of beracha. And because the tzaddik becomes a source of beracha, his actions are filled with brachot, and his makom is filled with brachot. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu blesses his home. And Kal Vachomer, he blesses his Olam Haba, which is his real bite. And he extends and he says the following. He says the bite is referred to al pi hasod as the guf and olam hazeh. The tzaddik, his focus is nefesh, ruach, unshama. So look at this. Bait is letters. Bait, yesod, tikra. Bait is letter bait. Yesod, yud, yesod, foundation. Tikra, the roof. Which is all physical. Neve he says is nun for the nefesh, vav for the ruach, and he for the neshama. Good?
Incredible, this one. For Sukkot.
Yeah. Lamed dalet. Im laletzim hu yalitz. He scoffers to, he scoffs at scoffers. And he gives grace to the humble. Once again, says the Gaon, what is the definition of a letz, of a scoffer? Is the opposite of of somebody that's humble. He says the anav, what is the definition of a humble? He says the anav ne'elavim ve'enam olvim. They get shamed, hurt, but they don't hurt. Ne'elav is when you hurt emotionally. How do you, what could be a good English word?
For what word?
Ne'elav, to be when you hurt someone, when you shame someone in public, when it's like to get emotionally shamed and hurt. The Gemara in Masechet Shabbat says, "Shoma'im herpatam ve'enam mishivim." They hear people talk bad about them and lies about them, but they don't respond. That's anav. The let's is exactly the opposite. Loud, speaks, fights, argues, voices his emotions, extrovert.
Embarrassment.
Embarrassment. Yes, exactly. Bravo. Bravo.
Chat GPT.
How do you define let's? That's what, like clown? What do you call him?
Yeah, let's is like a clown, a scoffer. It's somebody that yeah, he's like he loves to talk. He has no issues making fun of people in public, embarrassed, always thinks he's right, very loud. Yes.
I remember in Israel, we met your cousin. He came with you remember? With a book and a pen. He didn't talk because he embarrassed in public one person.
רבי מיכאל, מויאל. רבי מיכאל מויאל, נכון.
And he said, I won't talk for 1 year or something like that.
Yes, yes.
Because he embarrassed someone in public.
נכון. נכון. נכון.
צדיק.
So the Gaon tells us the one that scoffer, the scoffer, HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes sure to scoff him also. He says the midah keneged midah. You're loud, huh? You think you know everything. You embarrass others. I'm gonna make sure you get embarrassed. But the people that get embarrassed, but they're quiet, they don't react, they don't respond, and they bow, they bow, they break their ego, they break their pride. Bifnei kol adam ba'olam, in front of any individual, and they don't run after kavod. Yiten hen Hashem, yes. Yiten hen Hashem grants them grace, so that people love them, people look up to them, people appreciate them without having to do nothing. It reminds me of what my grandfather used to tell me. You have two people praying against a wall, one next to the other, and one is going like this and going like that, and the other guy doesn't move, nothing. He doesn't move. My grandfather told me, who has more power? Both of them attract attention. One of them attracts attention because they see that everybody's moving. He's moving. They look at who is he fighting, who is he talking. And then you have somebody, the guy doesn't move, and people are scared. Is he alive? Maybe he's dead. What's going on with him? My grandfather said, he said, the one that attracted attention because he moves. There's no chokhmah. This is a hizat enayim. This is all a show. The person, if you attract attention without making any noise, this is gadlut. Says Shlomo HaMelech. If you are humble and you let people humiliate you, and you don't humiliate, and you don't you don't have ego, HaKadosh Baruch Hu elevates you, that you have around you a hand, you have grace, you emanate an aura that people want to connect to, that people will embrace, taste, enjoy your words.
Beautiful.
Pasuk Lamed Hey. Kavod hachamim yinhalu, right? The wise, the chachamim obtain, get blessed, they get kavod. Uchsilim, but the doers, merim kalon, he elevates their disgrace. Says Shlomo HaMelech, what type of, the Gaon says, what's the hidush? That kavod chachamim in halu. That chachamim, they get kavod. Like, you need Shlomo HaMelech to come and tell me Hashem gives that the chachamim, they have kavod. He says the key word in this portion of the pasuk is the word yinhalu, nahala. What is nahala? Is the offspring. Kavod chachamim yinhalu. He says that Akadosh Baruch Hu gives to the chacham not only kavod to him, but he gives kavod to his children. You understand? So if you want to know that if you tap into Chokhmah Be'emet, see how your children are being treated. If your children are treated with kavod, with respect, that means you have Chokhmah, that means you have kavod. And we're talking about the kavod that HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself shines upon the people, upon the Chacham and his children. And how is that? It's simple. If you live with Chokhmah, and if you're a Chacham and you live with Chokhmah, then your behavior dictates a certain standard. And if it's authentic, if it's real, if it's genuine, the children that want the emet, that know the truth, will be attracted to it. They're going to want to emulate it. So themselves, in their behavior, without even knowing, are behaving a behavior of chachamim before they are themselves chachamim. So also they are blessed with kavod. Uchsilim merim kalon. Here comes the beauty. Says the Gaon HaKadosh Baruch Hu, also he gives kavod to the ksil. To the dollar. He also give him kavod. But why? Because he wants to elevate him. He wants to elevate him high. For what reason? So that he can then drop him from the height and destroy him. He gives them greatness and kavod and people and attention and crowd and following and everybody, like they're on all the social media and everybody wants to hear them and wants to follow them. Pirsum. And then he drops them until they become like afar, like dust. That's what it means. Merim kalon. He elevates their disgrace. The ksil, the stupid. We know we spoke about what the ksil is. The definition of the ksil. Now we have. So, Be'ezrat Hashem, first of all, B'siyata Dishmaya, we just finished the third perek, officially. And now I just want to recap what the Gaon is telling us right now. We good with the psukim?
Sorry, Rabbi, can you
Yes.
just explain to me, maybe it was from another class, but because you said we explained already, what is the difference between the Chacham versus the Anav and the Ksil versus the scoffer, the Letz. Are they two? Is it the same person or they're four different people?
No, four different type
Okay.
of people.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you.
You can be Chacham and not Ne'elav.
Right.
Or answer. You understand?
Okay.
So we have now 10 Darkei Hashem, right? We completed 10 Darkei Hashem. 2 Tzedek, 2 Mishpat, 2 Mesharim, Yashar, Tzadik, Anav, Vechacham. And we asked the question, how come Shlomo HaMelech separates the 6 from the 4? The answer is because those 4, the Chacham, the Yashar, the Tzadik, and the Anav, benefit from their persona, blessing Ba'olam Hazeh directly. Their beracha translates into beracha, practical world beracha, like physical beracha. Okay? Now, if we resume the last 15 pesukim, okay, you will see that the Gaon addresses 3 times 10 dargot. In pasuk Chaf, when the pasuk says "Beda'ato tehomot nivka'u u'shehakim yir'afu tal," right, which essentially is part of 2 psukim, the pasuk Yutet and Chaf. Hashem bechokma yasad aretz, konen shamayim bitvuna, beda'ato tehomot nivka'u u'shehakim yir'afu tal. Right? These 2 psukim, wait, Max, one second. These 2 psukim, okay, having then the 10 dargot, the 10 creations of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the 10 layers of creation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which are, and he enumerates them. He says, Shamayim has in it, like we know in Masechet Chagiga, Ma'on, Machon, Zevul. And we can get to it in another, we can open another shiur for that if you want. It's Masechet Chagiga, Daf Yud Bet Amud Bet, because each one is a world of its own. So we have Shamayim as 3 layers, Ma'on, Machon, Zevul. Then we have Tehomot, which is Rakia and Vilon. Then we have Shehakim, which are the split of the 2 earths. And then we have Aravot, which is Chokhmah, Bina, and Da'at. So you have 10. So he says, Shlomo HaMelech in these 2 psukim revealed to us the 10 creations of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the skies. Then Shlomo HaMelech from Pasuk Kav Bet to Pasuk Kav Vav enumerates 10 sachar of the Torah, 10 benefits of the Torah. And what are they? You're following me, or you're good? So Pasuk Yutet and Chaf, the 10 creations. Pasuk Kav Bet to Kav Vav, the 10 sachar, the 10 rewards of the Torah, which is what? Chaim, Chen, Betach, Lo Tigof, Lo Tefached, Areva Shenatcha, Lo Tira, Kitavo, Yeh Bekislecha, Veshama Raglecha. Am I going too fast? No, okay. Let's go back. Pasuk from Kav Bet to Kav Vav. Look at Paketum. Ve'iu Chaim lenafshecha, right? The bracha of Chaim. Vechen legargerotecha. Hen. As telech labetach, you will go with bitachon. Ve'raglecha lo tigof, your legs will not get hurt. 4. Im tishkav lo tifchad, if you lie down, you're not going to get scared. And if you sleep, you will sleep. You're going to have a sweet sleep. All these are berachot, right? Are rewards of the Torah. Al tira mipachad bidom. Don't worry of any scare. Umishuat reshaim kitavo. And if there is terror that comes, don't worry. You're protected. Ki Hashem yeh bekislecha. Kadosh Baruch Hu completes what you're missing as a ksil. V'shamar raglecha milaked. And he protects your legs from being trapped. Yes, these are 10 benefits, okay, that are revealed from Shlomo HaMelech, by Shlomo HaMelech from the Torah. 10 benefits of the Torah. So we have the 10 creation, then we have the 10 benefits, the 10 sachar of the Torah. And finally, what we just completed in this shiur, the 10 derachim, the 10 ways to behave according to the Torah, which is the 2 layers of tzedek that we discussed last shiur, the 2 layers of mishpat, the 2 layers of meisharim. All these were in last week's, in yesterday's shiur, in last shiur. And then we have the behavior of the tzaddik, of the yashar, the anav, and the chacham. So Shlomo HaMelech essentially revealed to us in the last 15 Pesukim the 10 secrets of creation, the 10 creation, that are the 10 layers of creation of Shamayim and Rakia, the 10 benefits from this creation, and how to behave. The 10 ways to behave, okay, to be zoche to these benefits. So it's the creation that is the source of inspiration for the behavior that leads to the benefits. And out of the 10 benefits, 4 have direct impact and reward in this world. Good? Benachat. Okay. B'sha'at tova, b'siyata dishmaya, b'mazala yaya. We just finished the 3rd perek.
Mazal tov.
Tov.
Beautiful.
Oh, Hashem, beautiful.
Thank you.
Beruchim to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.